Yenny says the encounter with the juror was innocent, brief, and in a public place, and he's shocked the Jefferson Parish judge felt the need to declare a mistrial. But the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office confirms that's exactly what happened. It all went down yesterday inside the government complex on the West Bank. A trial was underway in a sexual battery case involving a 13-year-old juvenile. JPSO says as jurors were leaving the building to go to lunch, that's when a juror saw Yenny and waved at him. The sheriff's office says Yenny and the juror knew each other. The conversation was brief, and JPSO says it appeared to be innocent. I'm told the person Yenny spoke to was wearing a badge indicating that person was in fact a juror. A bailiff reported the interaction, and after discussions with prosecutors and defense lawyers, Judge Adrian Adams declared a mistrial. Yenny gave us his side of the story earlier today.
Had no knowledge of the case, don't know what she was doing, don't know anything other than I was just congenial to another person. And I find it very odd that it ends in a mistrial because I said hello. The bailiffs weren't telling everybody in the lobby, don't talk to them, don't say hi. They didn't even come and correct me after I did it, and they were more than welcome to if they were right there. I couldn't even tell you I saw them. I saw a line of people coming in the atrium of the general government building, and I told a lady I knew hello, and another lady who knew me at the end hello. That was the extent of it.
The case has been rescheduled. The DA not commenting because this is an open, active sexual battery case. Sean Sulla, back to you.
Travers, thanks so much. And tonight, the defense attorney in that case that was declared a mistrial, he's speaking out. He argues Yenny should have known better than to talk to any jurors, period.
WDSU Juliana Mazza joining us live outside the Jefferson Parish Government Center where the encounter took place with more on the new footage we've obtained.
And Juliana, so multiple sources have now confirmed what Yenny said to the juror?
Sean Sulla, sources close to the case tell us that Yenny made a joke, just intended to be a joke, but I quote, they say he said, "I hope this isn't a hung jury." Say he laughed and then continued on his way. I'm told the joke was just to make light of the situation, hoping that jurors didn't have to spend more time in court than they had to. But Yenny says he knew nothing about this particular case. He was just making casual conversation with people that were approaching him. But I did talk to the attorney that is representing the defendant in this sexual battery case, and as you can imagine, he's not too happy. He says and claims that Yenny knowingly made a conversation and that was a mistake.
I think it's kind of obvious, and he certainly knew he was talking to a jury by the nature of the comment. I think any civilian should know better, especially so coming from a political figure.
So I want you to take a look at this video, which shows the entire interaction between Yenny and the group of jurors. As Yenny is walking down a hallway in the government center building, some jurors wave and one woman reaches out for a handshake. There's no audio here in the video, but the entire encounter lasts only about 10 seconds before Yenny gets on his way. The defense attorney that you heard from, Juan Bernal, said he had no choice but to request a mistrial because Yenny's joke about a hung jury put his case at risk. Well, tonight I also spoke with legal expert Robert Jenkins to get his take on the encounter.
It was nothing more than walking through the hallways. They came up to him, and he's a public person, and he was greeting them. So it's been blowing out more proportion than it was, but the judge made the right decision because in a case where you have to put the victim on, in a case like this, you don't have to do it more than once.
Attorney Juan Bernal also told us his client will now have to spend more time in jail as he awaits a new trial. I'm told the earliest that trial could begin is next month, again at the earliest, as we now have to wait for a new jury pool. We will continue to follow this story, but tonight live outside the Jefferson Parish Government Center, Juliana Mazza, WDSU News.